Okay, guys, good morning to everybody. Today is the 8th of April, 2026. Crazy Global Market Talk with KEL. Crazy anytime, anywhere. Hi, guys, I'm now in Hanoi, which is the other part of the Vietnam. Yesterday, I traveled from Ho Chi Minh down to Hanoi. And yes, indeed, we saw this morning, we have a lot of craziness right after the market closed because Donald Trump, as usual, decided to announce it after the market. So obviously, before the market, what did they do? I think the guess is as good as mine, right? So they do what they need to do, and then they release the data, the news, and the market just shoot through the roof. Okay. So we'll talk about this very shortly, but before that, we'll do the risk management. Please do your risk management accordingly. Yeah. Now I need to open my window where the 3G comes in. Yeah, the hotel Wi-Fi is not that fantastic, so there'll be a lot of sound coming from the back. So apology on that. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the news now. What do we have on the news? Of course, Donald Trump and Iran has agreed to a 2 week ceasefire, so from 10 days to 2 weeks now. Okay, and plan to open the Strait of Hormuz. All right. They Trump faced calls for removal over threats to wipe out the whole civilization in Iran. Now, honestly, this talk is really very detrimental for president, and it seems to tell you very exactly why. When Donald Trump says that he wants his general to behave, sorry, he wants his general to behave like Hitler generals, right? When they saw this in his mind, I mean, honestly, he looks like a very crazy person, yeah. But of course, is it a threat on purpose to basically push the deal go through? Well, apparently it seems to be. But again, when you speak too much, say too much, you get the backfire later, yeah. So now the Dow Jones have shoot up by 900 points and oil plunge. Okay, we'll cover that very shortly. Yeah, and of course, right. This Pakistan also coming in to talk about that also. And interestingly, we saw Apple share coming down on the report of the foldable iPhone delay. Okay, so that's what happened in the global market. All right, so let's us now look into the market itself. But you can see the South Korea shares rallied because of the oil price. Okay, that's how the stock market came down for South Korea back then when the oil price was actually going up. Okay, so let's look at the gold first this morning. Okay, so this morning gold price opened at 4713 and immediately shoot up all the way to the KCB, which is right here at 4825. And wow, look at it, guys. This is very typical this elephant trade, whereby the market price is down, but the KSI is green. Now, I've been saying this many times. Our KSI is really good. Although it's not 100%, there's no indicator in the world that runs and works 100%. If there is a 100% indicator, sorry, I won't be even sharing this with you. Be honest, right? So it's not. But I feel that it's good enough. It's pretty good enough to share with all of you, especially when I call for buy the last few days on gold. And I gave you a very strong statement. I said that very high chance Donald Trump will taco. Taco means what? Talk and seize the order, right? So the thing is this right now, you can see that Donald Trump got chicken out now, of course. Okay, so of course the thing is this. Now it shows itself. When the market is down, when the KSI is green, and the retail are also buying, this basically tells you exactly why the market is going up. Okay, so if you have followed this and you have been buying this morning, congratulations to you. Okay, so let's go into the 5-minute chart. If I can go in without a problem, we will see more how it works. Okay, seeming it's smooth right now. Let's try. So this morning, there's a few things I want you to take note. Everybody, those online with me, please take note. Yeah, the gold opened immediately the first 5 minutes, and it shoot to KTR +1, and +2 was given within the 10 minutes. Okay, so after that, the price come back down. Okay, this is where it get very important, guys. Now the price comes down, right? But you notice that there's all green dots around this area. Why is that a green dot? The green dot is there because it's to inform you that there's a moving average that's being triggered at this point. So when there's a green dot over there, that means two things will happen. Either the market going to go all the way up or the market go all the way down. All right. So this is something that you must remember whenever you see the green dots on your screen. And because of that, you can see the market literally shoot up after that. Yeah, the market shoot up. Okay. Now, what is the most important turning point was this guy here. Can you see here, guys? Look, the market purposely, right? The opening price was somewhere around KTR +1, slightly higher, right? The market purposely shoot down, touches the OP exactly, and then rebound. And you look carefully, the KSI at the time was surging. So which means that there was a very clear manipulation whereby the boys purposely dumped the market, trigger some stop loss, which I suspected they place it here, right? And trigger all the stop loss first and pump the price all the way up. And that's how you can see this. Incredible, right? And I said this before, when the market is above KTR +3, you cannot short the market, regardless whatever market that is. As long as the market is above KTR +3, you cannot short the market. You can choose to buy, but buy very small. So you see that, that's why the price is trying to go up again. So I'm not surprised to see gold going higher later to maybe 4.8, maybe 3.5. I'm not surprised to see that. Sorry, not sure. 4.8, sorry, not 4.835, sorry, my bad. But my pen. Okay, 4.865, okay. There is a good chance that gold will go to 4.865, yeah? Hey, how come? I thought I knew everybody, right? Interesting. Okay, all right. So 4.865 would be my target for gold in the afternoon or evening, right? Depending on how things. Definitely, the European comes in, they'll buy again because I mean this is a celebration and it happened after the market closed, so it's very, very possible to see gold trading higher in the second half in the afternoon. Yeah. All right. So traders, you can take note of that. Okay. All right. So that is the gold. Now, the only time you can sell gold is that if gold go below the KTR +3. So I'll say this up front first. If gold breaks down and break below KTR +3, okay, then if you want to sell it because you feel that's overbought, okay, then you can try. But if you're staying above the KTR +3, try not to do that. Okay, all clear? Very important, yeah? Because I know some of you really want to sell the market down, you think it's too high and so forth. Now, everyone, take a look at this. If gold continue to go higher, the next target goal will be going is the next big number, 5005. Yes, the next big number is 5005. Okay, that is where we are right now, about nearly $200 away from where we are. Is it possible? Why not? If the war really stopped and then the oil price really comes down, then of course it makes sense to buy back gold because gold came down because of the war. All right. So the war is no longer involved and the dollar starts to come back down because when during war, the dollar is the safe haven because there's a lot of purchase of the dollar. Now, many times people say there's a war, the dollar will go up because it's a safe haven. No, not really true. In my perspective, the reason is because the US will need to buy a lot of ammunition, right? They need to buy a lot of armor. So they need a lot of dollar. So that's why when there's a war, especially when US is involved, you notice that the dollar will always shoot up, right? Because of the demand of the dollar. And because of that, that is where the gold price went up. So now if the equation is there's no more war, the dollar will pull back. And once the dollar pull back, the gold will go up. So it's as simple as that. Okay. Now remember, how the market come down was because of the war. So how the market go back up, it will be because of the war. Are we clear? If all clear, press number 1 right now. Now, I'm not because I'm buying gold, so I'm calling for buy. I'm just giving you a very simple perspective here yourself so that you can understand what to do. Okay, I don't want you to be misled by the news because the news is crazy every moment the news come here, one moment this, one moment that, and there's a lot of AI fake news in the market. So that make it even worse. So let's just be clear and understand what's going on. And another thing is this: today you notice it's an inverse pivot day. Now, normally on an inverse pivot day, if the market stays within the two pivots, it will be stuck there. But today, the opening price is already above the pivot. So which means that today will not be a very normal day. It will be an extraordinary day. So that is another reason why today the market actually goes up. And of course, you look carefully. I said this before to you. Do you see a stacked diamond here? Yes. The stacked diamond, if you draw a line, yes, that is a reason to buy. So yesterday was a reason for you to buy gold when at closing. And then this morning was a confirmation of the stacked diamond. So today is definitely a good buy day. Now, it's not because it happens, then I talk about this. The truth of the fact is that it really is there. Okay, so guys, you really need to look into this gold itself, yeah? Okay, so that is gold. Then how is oil? Now, I thought oil will really go all the way to the sky. I thought that Donald Trump will consider to freak the market out by doing what he wants to do, even though I was quite confident that he will tackle oil. But again, you know what a madman will do, right? So, of course, this morning when the oil gapped down, it was really very clear to sell because the opening price was 108 and the pivot 2 was 111. So below OP, below pivot 2 is always a sell. There's no need to talk about it. It's always sell. And when the market goes below the OP, right, there you can see that the next available KCB was here. So the market really came down very hard and slammed and hit the KCB there. So if you have sell oil this morning, you know that the KCB was there. And of course, after that, there's another KCB, which is here, which the market has taken it. And now the last one they're aiming for is this number at 88.99. Okay, so this is where it gets very interesting, my friends. Now, do you notice that the crude oil price came down? Yeah. Do you notice that the KSI is green? That is interesting. Do you realize that when the market was down here, the KSI was also green? Yes. And you notice the KCS was blue? Yes. So what is happening? This is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put this up front here, okay? Now, there's no need for you to buy oil right now because the fundamental is definitely against the bullishness of the oil, okay? But do you think that the 10 points that Donald Trump and Iran, they decide to work on it, it will happen? Let me see, can I get 10 points from you? Yeah, I think that is there. The 10 points. Hold on. Now the 10 points, the 10 point proposed deal. I saw that on one of this, yeah, and I don't think it will work. Okay, I don't think it will work. Let me show you why. Let me see. Did they put the 10 points down or not here? Wait, I saw it somewhere, but not too sure it's available. Okay, I think maybe I saw it wrongly, or is it shown but didn't publish? I think I saw it somewhere this morning. Wait, let's try to get it for you. If anyone got the link, can show it to me. I can text it out. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so somewhere around there, include the guarantee of non-aggression against Iran, which is definitely very difficult. Continue Iranian control of the Strait of Hormuz, that's even worse. Okay, recognition of the Tehran right to uranium enrichment, I think that is the reason why they go for this war. The lifting of all US primary and second sanction, maybe the second sanction will go through. The termination of UN Security Council and the International Atomic Energy Board, this one will likely go through. Payment of compensation, that one I don't think so. The withdrawal of the US combat force from the region, yes. And ending hostility against all front against Lebanon, I think a bit difficult. All right, so basically, in my opinion, it's not right. The deal will not go through. Okay, it's on recording right now. I'm saying this. I don't think the deal will go through. It will have some part of it. I mean, negotiation. You get some, you give some. I mean, that's fine. But the big one, I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. So if that is the case, then I feel that, okay, there's a very high chance this will happen. Okay, so I feel that there is a very high chance that this might happen. Not that it will definitely happen, but I think it should happen. And because why, there's so much money spent on this whole war. We're talking about billions of dollars being hammered into the country, and you're telling me now they can walk away with just some so-called talk in space negotiation. I don't really buy that. Okay, so my suggestion will be that, okay, make as much money as possible from gold on the way up first. Then after that, if the moment you see oil prices to stagnant somewhere around $88, $89 this area, be very careful. There is a possibility that this oil will actually go back up again. And if we go back up again, it will be the same magnitude, because you see this, guys, on this particular day, when the oil price was up, I was telling everybody the KCB on this day will be traded, right? The KCB that day, excuse me, that day the KCB was 165, right? So this KCB was 165. And when I called for that time the oil was at only at $90. 90. So it was a pure $10 run. So every one contract is $1,000 profit if you hold it all the way. So if you do one contract and you hold it for $10, that will be $10,000. Yes, a lot of money to be made for one single contract. So now, based on what we're seeing right now, today's KCB is 108, right? Where we are now, 196, okay? So if gold price, if crude oil price can come back down to $90 again, it will be the same level as what we have here. And the KSI, it doesn't change any direction. The KSI maintains strong. That means that we have $18 profit from here. Wow, 18. So seriously, it's all right. If there's going to be $18 profit, this is going to be very big. Okay, so traders, you need to really, really look at this trade. Okay, and of course, if the oil price really goes up, that means that conversely true, the gold price will come back down again. So you must not forget this today. That's the reason why I want you to come for this Zoom session to learn something from here. Okay, last one, the Dow Jones. Now, the Dow Jones has been hammered for many, many, many days. And of course, right now, the Dow has recovered. The KCB will likely be tripped this morning or later in the afternoon, 47,734. So I believe that this KCB will be traded later on by the afternoon or evening by the European side. It will be tripped, okay? And then after that, we'll see how it goes. Because you notice that the next KCB is quite far away at 48,706. Now, it's not impossible for it to go there, but 1,004 points upside, it has to become that must be a very good reason. So I suspect that we will have a bit of resistance at 47,734, and then you hang around there for a while. If the news is still positive to the war, then yes, the Dow will go up to 48,000. But if it doesn't, then that should be the resistance for now at this moment, yeah? So that is for the Dow Jones. And the last one, that will be on Bitcoin. Now, I already given you the call on Bitcoin last few days. I tell you that I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I say that I'll keep Bitcoin, the KSI is green. So Bitcoin will go up to here, which is 70,800. And really, it has been traded. So once again, you can check back on this Zoom. I really said that the Bitcoin will be going to here, right? And it's really happening right now. So everything I say is not because I'm good, but just that it just follow the chart. And you can see that when the market was down, the KSI was green. I repeat, when the market was down, KSI was green. And when it turns to yellow, it was definitely a buy. So that's how our CRAZII works. We do not predict the market, but we just have to follow whatever is there. And then we just take a little short bet on this. If wrong, we cut. If we correct, we make the money. So it's as simple as that itself. Okay? All right?